Yesterday, I got bit by a dog, and weirdly, it made me realize something about helping people. I took the dog I'm pet sitting for a walk, and along the way, he found something. He found a road snack. And I almost, in the moment, I was like, I feel like he picked something up and put it in his mouth, but I couldn't quite tell. And then we went for another like 10 minutes through this walk. So I didn't think anything of it. And then when we got home, uh, it's like he had a secret snack. So he took it to his bed and I heard him chomping on it. And I was like, hey, what are you eating? Hey, what are you eating? And I got close to him. I wasn't like trying to manhandle him. I wasn't trying to take it from him. I just wanted to see what it was in case, it's like chocolate or something. I don't want him to get sick. I don't want him to hurt himself. So I must have been too close because he snapped at me and he bit me, which totally scared the crap out of me, but also like makes perfect sense because he's an animal and he's guarding his food, he found a snack and he doesn't want it taken away. So I went to just rinse it off and make sure it was okay. And as I was doing it, I was thinking, wow, it's interesting how people try to be helpful or think they're trying to be helpful when really sometimes we just need to leave the person alone and let them figure it out. And I know with animals, it's a bit different, especially with eating something that's not good for them and they can get sick. But with people, there's been quite a few times in my life where I've had a situation where I've given advice or just shared like things that are happening in my life that are kind of similar to whatever's happening in their life in hopes that they don't go through the same situation I did, or they don't experience the same pain or heartache or whatever. And, you think that you're like helping them by sharing stories or sharing different parts of your life. And sometimes it backfires. First of all, sometimes they use that personal information against you, which is super um sad when it happens. I've had that happen several times, or I've opened up to somebody and then it was used as like ammunition for a later conversation or a later argument or a later whatever. So that's super hurtful. But then other times, there's been times where I'm trying to help someone and really show kind of like show them, that they can, whether it's a relationship or a job or school or just troubles with family, whatever. And you try to say like what you think's best. Like, well, maybe if you tried this, or maybe if you did that, or what about this, or um, this might help. And you try to be helpful, but in reality, just letting them figure it out on their own is probably the best method, or in my experience, has sometimes been the best method because as helpful as we want to be as humans, sometimes you need to experience the thing, the pain, the suffering, the inconvenience, the heartache yourself to really know what other people are talking about. So it's kind of hard, when you think you're being helpful to someone, when you think that you know best, like in the situation with the dog, it's almost like I approached it as I know best, what you should and shouldn't be eating. And that dog was like, oh no, you didn't just try to take my road snacks. And same with people. Sometimes they backlash at you because you show them what you're seeing, what you're observing, what your experience was in the same situation or a similar situation. And sometimes they come back at you and get mad. They're like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know how I feel. You don't know what's really going on. And those are the times where I've learned that I just need to let people figure it out, let them experience it for themselves. And because sometimes the situation is different, sometimes the situation is not the same as the one I've experienced or someone else has experienced. However, I do know that I learned a lot from my elders. I'm sure my sister would hate to know that I just used that word and I'm talking about her because she's just older than me. And there were so many things growing up that she told me um, to be cautious of, to look out for, um, advice, direction, or even just empathy. Like, oh, I remember that in high school. That was awkward. Yeah, just you'll get through it, you'll move on. So for me, you know, there's always been times where observing and also asking people who are older than me or people who've gone through it or been through it, what how they did it, how they got through it, what made it easier for them, what changed for them. And I never want to come on here and make it sound like, oh, I know best, or I know, this is the best way, or this is the only way. It's not about that at all. And that's a big part of Year of No Plans is like, I am saying I do not have it all figured out. I don't have it all figured out. This year is about experimenting with tons of new things so that I can come out the other end of this year and say, I tried this, I did this, I wanted to do that, I did it. It's like experimenting with all sorts of things and all sorts of different lifestyles so that I can say, I experienced it and this is what came of it. Because, yeah, for me, it's hard to listen to someone else and them say, oh, just do it like this and you'll be fine. It's like, I kind of need to test it myself. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a character flaw. But anyway, I just thought that it was really interesting how just having that interaction with the dog yesterday had me totally spiral into this whole, um, do I really know what's best? Or does the dog know what's best? Or just let let him be, let him do his thing. And hopefully he doesn't suffer consequences from it. Hopefully he doesn't get sick. And same with our friends, hopefully we always hope the best for them. And hopefully they don't suffer consequences. Hopefully they get through it easier than we did. And just, yeah, hoping for the best and being there for people when it does go sideways, if it does go sideways, and offering just a helping hand or a kind ear. So that's what I was thinking about today. And I hope it kind of changes some people's minds on, is your advice helpful or is it helpful or is it harmful, honestly? So that's it. I'm so glad you had a great day, and I'll talk to you guys next time.